On the matchup, on how Florida matches up with Kentucky, just from a talent and depth standpoint.
Well, Kentucky's got more talent. They've got lottery talent on their team, so they're the more talented group. But Florida's a really good defensive team, and they play really hard. And I think they've come a long way from last year. So I think they match up well, especially with Florida playing here. I don't know if you saw the game on Tuesday night, but if De'Aaron Fox is not 100%, it makes Kentucky a little more vulnerable. He's the speed of their team, and not having him available, or at least 100%, changes a lot of roles. So all of a sudden Isaiah Briscoe's got to play the point, and Dominic Hawkins got to play the point at times. And that takes them out of their normal roles, and so somebody else has to step into those roles. It just makes it different. They're a bigger team. They have to play more size, and it affects their ability to get up and down the floor as fast as they normally do.
Malik Monk is obviously a guy that's been scoring a lot. Leads the SEC in scoring. You've seen him a number of times. Is there any way to slow him down? And if there is, what is the best way to do it?
You just can't leave him. He's one of those guys that you should never have a closeout to him because you're on him all the time. He's that talented. He can make challenge shots. So you just have to play him tough and not foul him, and make it difficult for him to get the ball. But if you can take away his transition opportunities and make Kentucky play 5-on-5 for the majority of the game, that's the chance you have to win. If they're getting up and down the floor, usually teams run effectively because of offensive mistakes that their opponents make, quick shots, bad shots, turnovers, things like that. And Florida's done a pretty good job taking care of the ball year long. They're a relatively low turnover team.
Are you surprised at all with what Florida's done this year, especially of late?
No. Mike White's a great coach, and so he's had some time to kind of put his imprint on the program, and I think he's done that. And they're very, very good and very connected and very stingy defensively. Their offense, they've had some good nights offensively, but they're not as consistent on offense. The one area where they're incredibly consistent is their defensive play, and that's been there just about every night. They've had some lapses there too, but everybody does. But they're a legit top 20 team, no question.
What do you see as their potential in March?
Like everybody else, you got to get a good draw. I wouldn't put them as a favorite, but they're capable of beating almost anybody, and that's what the tournament is. The tournament's just 68 teams having different paths. They're not. It's not like golf where everybody has to play the same course. You have a different path. So a lot is determined. A lot of your success in the tournament is determined by what your opponents in your path do, because not everybody's route to the Final Four is the same.
Canyon Barry, Florida, coming in as a grad transfer, seeing how he's been able to do. What have you seen from his ability and what he's been able to spark off the bench?
He's very good. He can really shoot it, and he's got good control of his game. Like, he's got a great shot fake, and he plays with really good pace. Like, he doesn't go one speed all the time. He changes speeds. But when he catches it. His footwork's really good. He catches it ready to shoot. And when he's ready to shoot, that means the guy that closes out is going to be off balance, and he takes advantage of that. His shot fake is excellent. He's a good passer, and he makes his free throws. He's a very good player.
What's the key aspect or battle you're looking forward to in this matchup tomorrow night?
Well, the key guy for Florida is Kayvon Allen. He's got to play really well. When you are not a prolific scoring team, your best scorer's got to score. And so if he's constantly looking to score, he opens things up for others, and that's important. He's not. I know that's not the way he's built as a person. Like, he's a humble, quiet kid.
Yeah.
But you can't afford to be humble and quiet on the floor. You have to play, and he's got ability. He's got the ability. He just has to be assertive on every play, and if he is, it opens up other things for his teammates.
Jay, Florida's had I think 4 or 5 RPA top 50 wins, but they haven't beaten a ranked team yet. How important is that in your mind, kind of going forward for them, or what they have to do?
I don't know. I don't think players spend a whole lot of time thinking about that. At least I didn't. It's been a million years since I played. You just want to beat the team in front of you, and when you lace them up, you want to win. So I don't think when you're playing, you're going, okay, well, I got to do this because this is a top 20 team here. It just doesn't work that way. So You put all this work in to play in big games. It's a big game, and that's what players want to play in.
What were your thoughts when Mike White was hired to kind of be the successor for this program?
It was a great call. I thought Jeremy Foley made a great call. Like he was, I've watched Mike. I was familiar with him when he played at Ole Miss, but when he was at Louisiana Tech, I thought he was one of those guys that was the next wave of great coaches, and he's proven that to be true.
What did you see in him that made you feel that way about him?
The way his teams play, the way they respond to things, the fact that he's in control, complete control of what he's doing. He's the real deal.
In what way do you think he's similar to Billy, and in what ways is he maybe a little different?
He's taller. They both they're similar, and they both don't wear coats during the game. Billy was here. Billy's a Hall of Famer and one of the great coaches, in my judgment, ever. Like he did extraordinary things here. Mike's a different person, and he's a different coach. They both have the same value systems. They're both outstanding, but I don't judge Mike based upon Billy, just like I didn't judge Gene Bartow based upon John Wooden. I mean, it just doesn't work that way.